Hey all, good morning and welcome to ShareTrek. This is Raj here. As usual, I'm recording this segment quite early in the morning, around 7 a.m. this morning. And as anticipated, the futures are looking bearish right now. So let's get started. Welcome back, friends. My reference point has always been the QQQ, which continues to be in a bear channel. Until we break out of this bear channel, we'll not have the possibility of starting a bull market. That's my personal opinion. My original thesis is still intact for the most part. My original thesis is that unless we have resolution of the Russia-Ukraine crisis, China lockdowns, and global inflation issue caused by shipping, oil prices, and trade war crosswinds, we are not going to be able to get out of this bear channel. We have seen a drop in oil prices and a minor drop in inflation at ground zero, that is United States. Further drops in oil prices can keep USD calm, but every interest rate hikes, and we have a few more to come, will push the dollar higher and instigate inflation in other countries because gas and oil is still being purchased on US dollars. So Biden's release of oils from the strategic reserves is helping contain the oil price at this point of time. But OPEC may decide to cut production after the midterms, and Biden may also not have the incentive to continue with releasing the strategic oil reserves post midterms. This, in my opinion, diminishes the prospects of a Santa Claus rally that I was talking about. So I think from my original thesis, I would start discounting the possibility of a Santa Claus rally going forward. Friends, I don't want to depress you first thing in the morning, but I just want to share what I think are my changing opinions so that you understand where I am and you don't feel betrayed if things happen contrary to what I'm talking about. I just want to let you know that this is how my thoughts are evolving right now and the reasons why. And also, Trump is behaving more viciously in public and whipping up violent sentiments, whereas the court rulings are going against him and his cronies. That could potentially cause violence and disrupt orderly midterm election. And if that happens, US dollar could fall and add to inflation within the United States. And the fall of US dollar could be welcome change for the rest of the world because the oil prices are still determined in US dollars. So the dynamics is very fluid at this point of time. The unknown is that who is going to win the midterm election in US. The unknown is whether the majority of the population is going to accept the court verdicts that say that Trump is on the wrong side of history, or is a 38% of strong followers of Trump going to indulge in violence and create a lot of governance problems in which many of these progressive companies would not be able to operate profitably. So that said, personally, I think we are in for a long-haul bear market. I would be keen to hear from all of you what you think, especially those of you who are in the United States and who have much better understanding of what's happening in your local area, what's happening in your state, and what you think is happening in the United States. It's a much more superior view. So those of you who are in US, I would really like you guys to share your opinion on what's going to happen with the midterms and whether you think we will have a Santa Claus rally or not. It will be very useful for the rest of the community. I think we have at least 50% of our audience coming in from the US proper. So it's very important for the rest of the 50% to hear from you guys so that it is a much better reading of the situation. Right now, I'm coming to you from Canada, Toronto. So we get our own media, which is slightly different. And I do look at a few US medias, of course, but I still can't be sure that I'm getting the true picture. So your feedback is welcome. And finally, before I go ahead, I would like to say that Tesla results have pushed down its stock price, highlighting the need for Elon Musk to focus on core business and stay away from popularity contests. And that said, let's take a look at the pre-market action and see where it's going today. Welcome back, friends. Here we are in our TradingView platform, and I'm looking at the NASDAQ futures. NASDAQ futures, as you can see, is bouncing along this diagonal line of support, which was a diagonal line of resistance of the previous bear channel. But nevertheless, we are still in a bearish channel as far as the NASDAQ is concerned. It's just that we have moved to the next bear channel at this point of time. We just have 3 days of reading in the new bear channel. We'll have to wait for a few more days to see whether we are going to bounce back into the old bear channel like we did somewhere around 13th of September, or if we are going to continue going forward in the same line. And then I'll continue to mark this diagonal line of resistance here as a support for the new bear channel and create a new resistance for the new bear channel. And overall, if we zoom out, we can see that we are still in a huge bear channel out here, even for Nasdaq futures. So I think, my friends, there is a long haul before we get out of this and get into a proper bull channel. In terms of indicators, I'm looking at the US oil, which is up 1.76% right now, and it has got a resistance which is at 86.33, and we are exactly at 86.33. If we break through this resistance, then we have three more resistances. The first one happens to be the 50-day simple moving average, which is this thick orange line that you see here. It's at 86.96. The second one happens to be this thick yellow line out here, which is the 10-day simple moving average, which is at 87.58. And the third one happens to be $88, which is the horizontal line of resistance. So these are the four resistances that we are facing today. The MACD is already very close to the signal line, ready to cross over to the bearish side. However, the momentum is at 50% and flat, so it's difficult to make a call right now. If you go to QQQ, it was down minus 0.36% yesterday, and this morning it's up 0.19%. We are still within the massive bear channel. Our next resistance is going to be 273.52, and our next support is going to be 268.74. MACD is bullish, but momentum is below average. And if I was to zoom out, you can see that we are in a massive bear channel. So any rallies that we see out here are bear rallies. And as you know, friends, bear rallies are basically short-lived and they come down. So you can see a bear rally out here. Just going to zoom this out so you can see the past bear rallies. We saw a bear rally here. Then we saw another bear rally here. We saw a bear rally out here. Another bear rally out here. So now we could be at the end of a bear rally. Maybe we can go all the way up to potentially 278.43 in best case scenario. Let's look at S&P 500. It's up 0.43% pre-market, and we have a support at 369.94, which is continuing to hold for us. And we are at present at 370.08 in a pre-market action. And if you look at the resistance, we have one at 376.38, which is the horizontal resistance, and that's going to be in play today. And we have broken the indecision of yesterday, which was a doji candle, and we have moved up already. So our range for today is going to be the upper limit of 376.38 and the lower limit of 369.94. That's the range in which we are operating. MACD is bullish, momentum is below average and falling down. So there's a good chance that we may break below our lower range, which was 369.94, and we could then test the 10-day simple moving average, which is this thick yellow line out here, which is sitting at 364.04. So that's my prediction for today for S&P 500. IWM is up 0.55% pre-market, and it was down 1.70% in yesterday's action. And at this point of time, the support that we have at 172.14 will continue to function as a support in the pre-market action, because right now we are at 172.14, and we have to see if we are able to break through above this. If we open the market above this, then our next resistance is going to be at 176.62, which is a minor line of resistance, and our support will continue to be 172.14. However, if we open below that, then our 10-day simple moving average, which is sitting at 170.07, which is this thick yellow line, will become our first line of support, and our second line of support will become 166.19, which is the horizontal line of support. If we open above 172.14, I said before that the minor line of resistance at 176.52 is going to perform the role of a resistance. That said, now let us look at Dow Jones Industrial Average, which is up 0.54% pre-market, and it was down minus 0.37% yesterday. So our minor line of resistance, which was at 305.41, has now become a minor line of support, and our resistance is going to come in at 310.69, and we have a MACD which is bullish and a momentum which is above average, though it's pointed down, but since it's above average, I think that there's a good chance that we may have a little bit of greens in the opening. The VIX is up by 0.26%, and it's above yesterday's range, so we have to be a bit cautious, because when VIX goes up, the indices come down. And we have a 10-day simple moving average sitting at 31.84, which is this thick yellow line, which is operating as a immediate line of resistance for us. And I'm just going to venture and draw another line of another bear channel out here, sorry, bull channel out here. So this probably is the new bull channel which is currently operating. I'll delete this if at the end of the day we fall below that. But the original bull channel was out here, which was this diagonal line of support. MACD is bearish, and also our momentum is above average, but it's a bit flat out here right now. So I think VIX is likely to go up a little bit before it subsides. US dollar index is down 0.15%. Again, the act of releasing the oil reserves is helping calm down the US oil a little bit, but I don't think it can stay low for too long. It's straddling this bull channel, and this bull channel continues to give it support. So I think that going forward, we are looking at somewhere around, for today, I would say that the bottom is going to come in at around 13,465.25. That's going to be the bottom. And let's go on and have a look at index movers. You have Microsoft, which was down minus 0.85 yesterday, up 0.29 this morning pre-market action. We have a resistance at 238.81, and we have a support which is a 10-day simple moving average, just 233.68. As I mentioned yesterday, the range was very narrow for operation for Microsoft. It has formed a doji candle indecision, and again today the range will remain narrow. And if you look at Apple, it was up 0.08% yesterday, and today pre-market it's up 0.06. And I think that Apple is going to be range bound between 142.27 and 146.58. Please remember that there's also news that Apple has cut down production of its latest iPhone 14. So that's also going to weigh down on the market. So I think Apple is not likely to support the market today. Neither is Microsoft. If you look at Amazon, Amazon was down 1.11% yesterday, and it's up 0.07% today in pre-market action. And we have support at 115.05, which is already being challenged. And yesterday was a doji candle indecision. And given Tesla results, I think that Amazon is also not likely to show a lot of bullishness in the morning. I might be wrong, but that's what I read at this point of time. MACD is bullish, but momentum is below average and pointed down. Google was down 1.08% yesterday, and today pre-market it's up 0.54%, and it has got a support, which is a 10-day simple moving average sitting at 99.62. And yesterday was a doji candle, again indecision, and the resistance was at 103.81. But today I think that we are likely to go down because of the Tesla results. Let me quickly have a look at what's happening with Tesla pre-market. So Tesla pre-market is down minus 4.75. So I'm sure that Tesla is going to drag down the index movers, and index movers are likely to weigh down the index rather than pick it up. So that said, I'm going to move on and have a look at commodities. Wheat is up 0.39%, and I think 0.39% is a inflationary signal out here. Copper is still consolidating. It's up 1.72%, but it's still consolidating. So I don't have much to say. And if I look at what has already been formed here, we are in a bear channel, in my opinion. If I look at this upper limit that we have here, but if I look at our lower limit out here, we can see that we have formed some kind of a wedge, and this wedge is on a downward trend. So I think we are likely to break on the downside. MACD is bearish, and momentum is also below 50%. So that's what I have to say out there. And look at Genomics. I'm going to just sort out Genomics to get the biggest losers on top. Bluebird was the biggest loser. It went down to 6.07. I think the market is getting a bit worried about what's going to happen with Bluebird, Zynteglo, and SkySona, because no funding information is available. And we also know that Bluebird has a very short cash runway. We need to get something from Bluebird. Otherwise, the market is going to get a bit jittery, and we could see the share falling further. DNA was down minus 8.27. I think it's in an attractive position. It has already fallen 1.23 pre-market. It may fall further. And I'm going to pick up Bluebird somewhere around 2.42. That is, around 2.41. Yeah, that's the level at which I think I'll like to pick up. So I'm going to be looking out for DNA to fall further. I'll pick it up closer to the support here of 2.33. I can start dollar cost averaging somewhere around 2.40 in order not to lose the opportunity, just in case that we turn around. The MACD is bearish and the momentum is below average, so I'll definitely get a chance to pick it somewhere close to 2.33. That's my game plan. Editas is down 7.46% from yesterday, but no trades pre-market out here. Invite was down minus 7.24% yesterday, and pre-market it's up 3.14. It's right now at 2.12, and we have a support at 2.15, which is going to form the role of a resistance. I'm not going to change the color of this line because I want to see what happens when the market opens. If we open above that, then it will continue to perform the support role. And our 10-day simple moving average sitting at 2.27 is going to be our first level of resistance. MACD is bearish. Momentum is below average and pointed down. So I think that most probably the support at 2.15 when the market opens is going to become a new resistance for us. So Invite again becomes something interesting for a swing trade out here. I'm just going to take out a line of support from here and put it down here at the bottom. So I think our next level of support is 1.86. So that's a good opportunity to pick up Invite on its way down, and that could give a swing trade opportunity, in my personal opinion. Of course, not financial advice, so be careful before you put your own money. Beam was down minus 6.66%, and today again it's got no trades pre-market, and our minor level of support, which was at 43.66, is going to continue to perform the level of support. Just going to drag this forward at 43.66. Let's leave it at 43.70. That's going to be the support for today. Verve was down 6.22% yesterday. Again, today our support at 29.72 is going to remain intact, and the 10-day simple moving average, which is this thick yellow line, sitting at 32.55, is going to perform the role of a resistance. And pre-market, there are no trades. MACD is bearish. Momentum is also below average. Nothing much to expect out there. RG was down minus 5.75% yesterday. No trades pre-market. SQZ Biotech, again something that I'm always interested in, was down 5.37% yesterday. No trades pre-market. I need SQZ Biotech to come further down to somewhere around 2.17 so that I can buy it for any kind of swing trades. CRISPR Therapeutics was down 4.97% yesterday, and pre-market it's flat at 0%. 54.47 was our support yesterday, which got converted into a resistance. That remains our first level of resistance, and the second level of resistance for us is going to be the 10-day simple moving average, which is this thick yellow line, and that is at 58.42. Our MACD is bearish, and also the momentum is below average and falling down, so we are likely to fall down further. So I would like to plot another line of resistance, that support that we could have, and that's going to be somewhere out here. This is going to be our next line of support. I'm going to mark it green, and it's at 52.13. That's our support for today. And when you look at Teladoc, it was down 4.72% yesterday. Pre-market, it's up 0.45%, but still we have our minor line of resistance, which is going to sit at 26.79 as the ultimate resistance. And our immediate resistance is going to be the 10-day simple moving average sitting at 24.87. And we are as low as we have been for this particular stock at somewhere around 23.16. So 23.16 will perform the role of a support. IDNA was down 4.65% yesterday, no trades pre-market. Intelia was down 4.37% yesterday, pre-market it is flat. And our support at 53.99 was breached, and it became a resistance for us. It will continue to perform the role of a resistance for us. And we have a support, which is the minor line of support at 49.60, and that's going to perform the support for today as well. Next, we go on to look at Allogene. Allogene was down 3.19% yesterday. There is no trades pre-market. At this point of time, 9.93 is the horizontal line of support that's going to form the support for us. MACD is bullish, but momentum is below average and pointed down. Our next resistance is going to be the 10-day simple moving average sitting at 10.62. And if we look at Caribou Biosciences, we have resistance, which is going to be at 9.37, and also the 100-day simple moving average at 9.18 forms our resistance today. We are at 8.85 from yesterday. There is no trades pre-market, so our support is going to be at 8.25, which is this horizontal line of support, and also our support, which is the 10-day simple moving average at 8.81, is going to be tested today. MACD is bearish and momentum is below average, so we're going to test all these supports today. IMTX was down 2.23% yesterday, no trades pre-market today. Illumina was down 1.89% yesterday, no trades pre-market today. PSCB was up 2.63% yesterday, and today pre-market we are up 0.30%. Our next resistance continues to be 7.06, and our support continues to be the 10-day and the 50-day simple moving average, which are sitting at 6.30 and 6.31 respectively. So with that said, my friends, I would like to bring this video to an end. And if you guys like this video, please press a like out there. Please be careful in the markets out there. I might have sounded a bit depressing in the morning with all my outlooks, but I just wanted to share my true feelings with you about the market so that you know where I stand, because I have made a change in my outlook. I'm saying that the chances of a Christmas rally, Santa Claus rally is going down further. And I'm also saying that the post midterm rally seems a bit dubious to me at this point of time. And that's the reason why I enlisted all the negative things. So with that said, my friends, I would like to say bye. Have a nice day, and I'll talk to you later in my next video later on today. Bye for now.